Uh, Yesterday was the day that I bought my new pack, so I just want to kind of update on where things are at with that. Packed up this morning, and it had been raining last night, so, and I know it's going to rain later today too. I don't know if it's really raining now or if it's just the wind blowing a lot of water drops off the leaves. I mean, there's water falling, but hard to tell if it's coming from the skies or just the leaves above us. So that said, made a lot of conscious decisions today about, well, if it can go on the outside of the pack, then it should. And so things like my fuel bottle, I had a jar of peanut butter that has a couple servings left in it, but these are things that are watertight plastic, and so they can go on the outside of the pack. They don't need to go on the inside. So my pack closed pretty easy today. That was good. That means I'm kind of learning and adjusting to it. Last night had a couple sore spots from where this pack rubs or touches or pushes in different places than the old pack, but I think that's probably just a couple days of getting used to the pack itself. The other piece of item that I bought while I was in town that I hadn't really mentioned was some shoe goo, and so took care of my shoes last night. It only got about 12 hours to cure. I hope that's going to be enough. Actually, probably not even 12 hours, maybe 10 and a half or so. So hopefully it got enough to cure and it holds pretty well. Not really trying to, forever cure, just trying to extend a couple 100 miles on these shoes so that I can get to my next pair. Mostly, I think that has to do with May being so wet. I mean, basically the shoes were just wet for 30 days straight. I mean, they almost very seldom ever completely dried out. Maybe the outside dried out, but that doesn't mean that the soles dried out. And I think just all that moisture in there just, ate away the glue. And so,
right on.
Yeah. So, made that temporary adjustment and going right along. And then the third thing, kind of want to show you here is this is a perfect example of ridiculous trail design. Although this hill isn't terribly steep, it is too steep for the way they've designed this trail. It goes straight up the hill instead of any kind of switchbacks or anything. And a lot of people think, well, switchbacks are for the hiker. No, switchbacks are for erosion. So you can see that there's the softer orange color right up the middle of the trail. That's because all the topsoil, vegetation, dead leaves, all of that has been washed away last night by the rain. That's all at the bottom of the hill now, or off to the side of the trail, meaning that every time it rains, it's stripping away anything soft, and you're left with just rocks, roots, and hard clay. And that's what this trail is turning into. It's going to be a rut. It's going to be hard clay at best, and mostly a lot of roots and rocks sticking out because they've decided to push this trail directly up the side of a hill. So that's one of the things we have to deal with here. Sometimes there's a good reason for it. Maybe a portion of the trail goes across a private property easement and you have to go along the property line. In this case, we're just in the middle of state game lands. There's absolutely no reason that they couldn't design this trail with some switchbacks up the hill with good erosion control. They just haven't done that. No reason, just haven't done it. So this is what we deal with frequently. Georgia was a lot like this. Georgia was pretty much all of this, and I'm told that when we get to New Hampshire, that area is going to be totally this, with a lot steeper hills. They just don't understand erosion control, and if they do understand it, they just don't want to do it, because when I stopped at the ATC, there seemed to be a sense that there's too many people There's definitely too many through hikers, and maybe in some areas there's too many people on the trail, so we want to make the trail tough so that only serious hikers will come out and enjoy the trail. And I didn't understand that. That doesn't seem to be in keeping with the trail founder Benton Mackay's original intent, that it be accessible to the masses and that it be a source of recreation. Instead, parts of the trail are being turned into some extreme obstacle course, extreme sport. I don't tend to agree with that for the most part. I enjoy the trail. If you look to the side here, this is what I'm out here for. There's great forest here. Even being in the middle of state game lands, I saw a lot of deer last night. And you know, unlike maybe down in the Shenandoah where it's a wildlife sanctuary and it's like a petting zoo and it's ridiculous, the deer acted predictably. You know, I got to see some great action shots of the you know, deer acting as they should when a potential predator comes into their area. Got to hear a lot of great vocalizations, you know, different deer either, you know, snorting or snort wheeze depending upon, you know, if they're does or does or bucks. And you know, so a lot of great vocalizations when I came in, you know, and then just, you know, clearing out of the area when a potential predator comes in. And that's what I'm out here for. I love to see the wildlife in their natural surroundings. You know, I mean, the only thing that shouldn't really get out of my way in a hurry when it knows I'm there is that porcupine. He doesn't move very fast, and he doesn't care. If you're, you know, dumb enough to try to catch up with him, he's got a rude surprise for you. And so he did clear out, but he's the only thing that shouldn't be, you know, flying out of the way as quick as it can get out of the way. To see the bears and deer that we did in Shenandoah, I just felt like that was more of a petting zoo environment than a natural environment. That's not what I'm out here to see. This is great. This is fantastic wilderness. I love being out here, and I love seeing the animals, you know, in their natural environment. I love kind of sneaking through quietly and coming upon them unaware, so that, you know, they react to me as they should. The terrain is beautiful. The foliage is beautiful. This area, we're not really getting into the mountain laurels currently, but for the most part, the mountain laurel is in full bloom. Haven't seen azaleas for a while. I don't know if I don't think we're at quite an elevation for them for the most part. For a while we won't be, but they're mostly June bloomers, I understand it, when you're at elevation. So maybe once we get up higher, up farther north here and get back to elevation, we'll see more azaleas. Looking forward to that, but definitely it's late season now for the dogwoods. They're beautiful. The trees pretty much have full foliage at this point, and the forest, it's late spring, early summer, so a lot of waist high, big thick brush on either side of the trail. And there's an element of mystery there. You hear something scuffling, you know, 50 yards away. You don't know. Is it a deer? Is it a raccoon? It's probably a squirrel or a chipmunk, but you just don't know. And so that element of mystery is great. That's what we're out here for. Loving it, enjoying it. It's a great opportunity, and I'm having fun every day. Like I said yesterday, I don't mind the rain. I'm glad that it's here. It's a little bit muggy now, but it's going to rain hard in an hour or so here, I think, and that will cool things down. That's good for us. Last couple days it was really dry, so fire is a concern, but especially here in Pennsylvania, the water sources dry up. So I'm glad to see the rain. That's going to help us out in a number of ways, and it keeps everything nice and green. So enjoying it. My pack's a little heavier because my tent's soaking wet, but you know, whatever. That's what you bought in for, and you just enjoy it. So love y'all, and I just want to give you a little update. Puck out. Talk to you later.